Chances are you're going to have heard of the Arcade Top 50. As the name suggests, it's the top 50 arcade games of all time. Now, while there is not a definitive list, when you ask most people, they will be able to name at least a few of the games that are on those lists because they are the most popular. But towards the bottom of that list, and even off the list altogether, there are some amazing games. So this is what we're going to focus on. Let's find some hidden gems. Today's offering is Timber, and Timber was manufactured by Midway back in 1984. Now, if you do notice, there's kind of a similar visual and maybe a bit of audio comparison to Tapper or Root Beer Tapper, depending on which version of the machine you've seen. And the reason for this is that Timber was also designed by Steve Mayer, who also designed Tapper. An interesting little tidbit is that the cabinets used for Timber within the arcade were all originally going to be either Tapper or Root Beer Tapper. Now, this may have just been that Tapper was running its course, you know, the sales of Tapper weren't doing as well. Timber used the same sort of control scheme, you know, the up, down, and then a sort of a chopping action rather than a tap. So it was easy for the manufacturers to swap it into the existing Tapper cabinets and then just reskin. So the idea of the game is to amass points. Now, this is actually a two-player side-by-side kind of game. So two players can compete simultaneously, and you get points by chopping down trees, picking up collectibles such as birds. Now, it's very fun actually. You've got to avoid tripping over the trees that you knock down. The trees can actually fall on you. There are bears that will throw beehives at you, so you've got lives. I think the bears are the only way. No, I was going to say the bears are the only way to die. I believe the tree falling on you would lose a life as well, but you can trip over trees which just slow you down. There is a time limit, so you've got to get the all of the trees all cut down by the time the time limit runs out. There is a bonus minigame after a few levels, which is a log rolling kind of thing. So the idea is that the log will roll in different directions, and you've got to stay on. The longer you can stay on, the more points you amass. As you go through the game, each time you come back to the log rolling, the log gets slightly smaller, so it's harder and harder to stay on. It's a great fun little game, and really, really fun for two players. Timber is certainly one of these games that I have not seen out in the wild. I have seen a couple of Root Beer Tappers. I've never played a proper Tapper. branded cabinet because there was the breakaway from alcohol and Budweiser branded and things like that, so that's why it went from tapper to root beer tapper. Now I do know that one of NQ64 locations has an original tapper. I think it's one of the Manchester ones, but don't quote me on that. But yes, Timber's one I've never seen out in the wild, and the cabinet itself looks really, really cool. I do like the kind of wood grain that they sort of put onto the side paneling and things like that. It's not real wood grain, it's just part of the artwork to make it sort of look like that. But I really do like that aesthetic. The game is really fun. If it would certainly have been one that I would have gone and played in the arcade had I seen it, but like I say, it's one of these wee hidden ones that I've never heard of until recently, really. So I would recommend anyone who sees one of these cabinets, go stick a credit in, have a game. I guarantee you'll have a lot of fun. And if you have the ability to play this game either on, virtualization or emulation, that kind of idea, go for it. Find it, have a little play on it. It's really worth it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you again. Thanks very much for joining me, guys. Bye for now.